Good morning, everyone. We now present to you the 5 campuses of the College of Nursing. We have the main campus, Sabia campus, Darb campus, Dayer campus, and Farasan campus. Now the classrooms. These are the classrooms in the female section of Jazan. This was from the old campus because we have just recently transferred to a new location. And these now are the classrooms in the new campus. All of the chairs are situated observing proper social distancing. And this is now the classrooms for the male section in Jazan campus. Classrooms in Farasan, and just like the main campus, chairs are placed observing social distancing. Lockers are being provided for students for safekeeping of their belongings. All chairs are placed observing social distancing. At the moment, all lectures are being given, the theory part are being given in Blackboard online platform. And we have a blended type of teaching and learning. Theories in Blackboard and practicals in the labs. So these are the labs in the female section of Jazan campus. As you can see, all fire extinguishers are strategically installed on the hallway. This following protocol in case of an emergency. These now are the labs in the new campus of the female section in Jazan. Chairs are properly labeled for social distancing. Skills and procedures are being demonstrated to students. Each lab are set up in such a way that it would simulate a hospital setting. This is to provide a realistic experience for students. Human models are used to demonstrate each skill and procedure. With all the necessary equipment and supplies together with the human model to perform each procedure. Each lab is provided with the necessary equipment according to the course of each of the procedures and skills that are included. Each lab also has its own sink or lavatory and an overhead projector. Another lab in the new campus. Each lab is properly labeled together with the name of the lab technician or custodian for easy monitoring of all of the equipment and supplies that will be needed by both teachers and students. And the college makes it a point that all labs will be situated on the ground floor with easy access to an exit door in case of an emergency. As you can see, all labs have the same setup with cupboards and shelves for proper storage of equipment and supplies. Demonstration of each procedure and skills are being done. This is now the computer lab. Even with cubicles and chairs close to one another, with the current situation, proper social distancing is also being observed. The anatomy lab with human scale models and models of each body part. All are being provided for students to give equal opportunity for learning. Stickers are placed on hallways to remind students to always maintain social distancing. All of the students are oriented on this new protocol. This now is the pediatric lab. Again, you see the name of the assigned lab technician. The college always provides equipment that are always at par with modern technology. Again, exit doors for each lab in case of an emergency. All of the shelves and cupboards are properly labeled. Human models that simulate real patients. All of the labs are also equipped with smart boards. All equipments are prepared according to the procedure and skills that will be taught or dealt with during that day. Going in and out of the labs are being done in an orderly manner for each session. This now is the lab for OB-GYN. With all of the labels properly posted on the door. Again, setting a hospital setup with smart boards, equipment and supplies, and the dummies as human models. Lavatory sourcing, an emergency exit tour, and everything that students need for every procedure. The neonatal room, again, dummies that act as human models. Another lab, the critical and emergency lab in the female section of the main campus. Again, the college ensures that there is enough number of equipment and supplies so that students will be given equal opportunity to perform each skill and procedure. This is now the labs for the male section in the main campus. Only the main campus has the male section. And just like the female section, the labs are also simulating hospital setup. All supplies and equipment are easily accessible for both teachers and students. Labs now in the male section are bigger and better in the new campus. This now gives enough space for all of the human models, equipment, and supplies to be displayed for easily access. Again, the college provides each lab with equipment that would be considered as par with modern technology. Enough number of equipment and supplies are provided to ensure that all students will be given equal opportunity to perform each procedure and skill. Educational posters are also being displayed. Even arm models are provided for intravenous procedures. As you can see, all equipment are always readily available, together with supplies. And these supplies are being ensured that it will always be available, especially for disposables. Everything is on display and within easy reach. Another lab in the male section. Each lab also has its own smoke alarms in case of an emergency. As you can see, all equipment and supplies are equally distributed for each lab. This is to prevent students getting one equipment from the other lab, and this ensuring again that all procedures and skills will be done without any interruptions and delay. Again, we have dummies being used as human models. Another simulation of a hospital setup. We have the sinks again available for every lab. And depending on the nursing course, all of the equipments are readily available. All are displayed within easy reach. Supplies are being regularly replenished. These male labs are bigger and have enough room to display all of the necessary equipment and supplies. All equipments are always available. Supplies and equipment are equally distributed for each lab. Again, we see human and scale models for each body part. These scale models are always readily available for students even under individual training. These now are the labs in DARP campus. Labs, even in the peripherals, are almost the same with that of the main campus. This is to provide equal learning for students regardless of their location. Again, we see equipment that are at par with modern technology. The lab setup for DARP campus also simulate a hospital setting. Again, overhead projectors are also being provided. Same goes with the other labs in DARP campus. And each lab also observing proper social distancing. We see again fire extinguishers being installed on every corner of the campus. Informational and educational posters are also on display on each lab. This also serves as an opportunity for learning for students even during their free time. Projects and educational posters of previous students are also being on display on each lab. And all of this are visible to all students. Still in the lab in DARP campus. Same setup with that of the main campus. Again, we have dummies being used as human models. We now go to the labs in Dyer campus. Again, like a hospital setup, with overhead projectors for demonstration of procedures, and educational and informational posters on display. Again, dummies used as human models, and an access to an emergency exit door. We see again a sink, and each cupboard and shelf are properly labeled with each equipment and supplies. Another lab in Dyer campus. Again, mimicking a hospital setup. We can see again informational and educational posters. Everything is properly and well organized. Each student are being given the opportunity to perform each procedure and skill. College is ensuring that all of this equipment and supplies are readily available for students. Again, we see fire extinguishers that are strategically installed. These fire extinguishers are being checked on a regular basis. Another lab in Dyer campus. Again, mimicking a hospital setup. Educational and informational posters everywhere. These posters assist students to still learn even on their free time. Dummies being used as human models. All equipment and supplies are within easy reach. Aside from fire extinguishers, there are also first aid kits that are situated and installed on every corner of the campus. This is now the anatomy lab in Dyer. We have skeleton model, and a human model. A model for each body part is also being displayed in the anatomy lab. This provides access for students and teachers. Educational and informational posters are also being on display. And these models and posters are properly labeled. Sinks for every lab. Proper information on COVID-19 is being posted on every door and every corner of the campus. This is now another lab for Dyer. Again, informational and educational posters, even projects of previous students, are also on display. Shelves and cupboard are properly labeled so that students and teachers will be oriented on the placement of equipment and supplies. We see again another dummy as human model. And an emergency exit door. college really provides the highest quality education for students, especially with regards to procedures and skills. Again, another lab in Dyer campus. Same setup with all of the campuses. Again, simulating a hospital setting with all of the dummy being used as human models. We see again informational and educational posters. Again, chairs are labeled for proper social distancing. This is the anatomy lab now in Farasan. We can see again scale models of body parts. Computer lab in Farasan, still observing proper social distancing. We now present to you administrative offices. Female section in Jazan. This is now the office of the Vice Dean for Students' Affairs. The office is spacious enough to conduct even small meetings. The office for the Secretary of the Female Section. This time now in the new campus, still, Secretary of the Head of the Nursing Department. Everyone is being provided with the equipment that they need to do their respective job. The office of the Head of the Nursing Department, still in the main campus in Jazan. There is enough space and a shelf and cupboard is being provided to have proper filing of all of the documents. The Vice Dean for Academic Affairs Office in Jazan. Academic Advisor's Office, this for students, complaints and feedback. The Student Activity Unit and the Training Unit's Office. Each faculty have their own working space. This is now the Teaching Staff Office in Jazan campus. Each faculty has their own private space. And shelves and cupboards are provided for filing their own personal documents. These are for the female staff in Jazan campus. The Staff Administrator's Office. And the Student Affairs Office. Each one still has their own private space. Students are informed of these offices of teachers. We now have examination and control office. This is where all examination papers are being kept and filed. Vice Dean for Development and Quality Office. The Office for the Vice Dean for Development and Quality also has enough space to conduct even small meetings. Files related to development and quality have a separate room. These files are properly labeled and organized. These files are accessible to everyone. All of the files contain documents being submitted by faculty members and reports for the whole semester and for the academic year. Labels for each file are given for each shelf. This now for easy access. All of these files contain reports and documentation. All of the files are easily accessible. This is now the conference room in the new campus. This is where faculty and administrative staff perform their meetings. We now go to the administrative offices in the mail section. This now is the Dean's office in the mail section in Jazan campus. The Dean's Secretary office. Academic Advisor's office, still for the mail section. Maintenance Director office. And the Lab Custodian office. Administrative Communications office. As you can see, college provides office for everyone. Administrative Director's office. The Training Unit's office. Conference room for the mail section in Jazan. The teaching staff. This is for the mail section in Jazan. So now administrative offices in Dayer. This is the Dean's office. The Dean's office also is big enough to conduct even small meetings. The head of the nursing department. She has her own place as well. office for the teaching staff. As you can see, everyone has their own private space. This now for academic advisor's office. Now we go to Farazan campus administrative offices. The office of the secretary, the dean's office. It's also big enough to conduct small meetings. Training unit's office. It has enough space to conduct meetings and accommodate faculty and administrative staff. Student Affairs Office. And the Teaching Staff Office. Again, chairs are properly labeled for social distancing. Conference room in Farazan. Enough to accommodate all of the teaching staff and administrative staff. The theater in Farazan. This is where programs as well as conferences and seminars are being held. The library in Jazan campus. Though we have just transferred a month ago, the college made it sure that access to books and references would be immediately available to students. The library in Darb campus, providing enough number of references and books. This also serves as student lounges where students can prepare for exams and do their research and assignments. The library in Farazan campus. Each shelf is properly labeled, and all books are well categorized and organized according to the nursing courses. Enough space again to serve as student lounges or study room. You will see labels for each shelf to identify categories of each book or reference. The library in Dayer campus. All of the libraries are set up almost the same. We have the office of the library custodian. And again, shelves are labeled and books are categorized properly. The college only provides the latest textbooks. Student lounges again for study purposes. We now go to activity halls for each campus. This is now the recreation hall for Jazan campus. College also provides a place for students where they can unwind and do some distressing. Activity hall for Jazan campus. So everything is being provided for students' well-being. The public utilities. Exit doors are labeled. The cafeteria in the main campus in Jazan. It has enough tables to accommodate students during their coffee time. Cafeteria in Darb campus. And the restrooms for our students. Thank you so much.